Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Your Daily Sun. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Soul Bouquet. I just want to thank you for joining us this morning. I know it's a little bit of a later episode, but regardless, however your day looks today, I hope it's already treating you well, and I hope it continues to treat you well. This episode is sponsored by the like and subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any of my future content. Huge shout out to our executive producers and our sponsors. If you want to sponsor an episode of Your Daily Sun, reach out to me at yourdailysun@gmail.com. That's going to be linked down in the description below. And of course, if you want to be an executive producer, if you want to support the show directly, if you want to become a patron, just whatever that looks like, please feel free to join the Patreon. It's going to be linked down in the description below. With that being said, let's start the show. I just want to talk a little bit about what I am thankful for today. And what I'm thankful for today on this lovely, lovely Tuesday morning is rest. I'm thankful for rest. As a lot of you know, I actually took yesterday off. There was a lot of back-end work that I had to do, and I didn't really get a chance to rest over the weekend either. Normally, I give myself a pretty good amount of downtime, at least like a day of still getting things done, but maybe not as an intensive work day as I normally have. But I didn't really get that this weekend. And so because of that, I came into Monday. I had an episode lined up, but there was a lot of work that I wanted to do with the show that I didn't really get a chance to do. And so I made a call and I said, you know what, we're going to skip today. We're going to just go into Monday, get the stuff we need to get done, and then, make Tuesday even better. And so I'm thankful for rest today, and I'm curious what you're thankful about. Let me know what you're thankful for in the comments below. Be sure to be good to each other and to yourselves today. But today I'm thankful for rest, and I feel much, much better this lovely Tuesday morning. Moving on, we are going to move on to our moment in history. Today in history, 1953, Dr. Jonas Salk announces the polio vaccine. On March 26, 1953, American medical researcher Dr. Jonas Salk announces on a national radio show that he has successfully tested a vaccine against poliomyelitis. That is really hard to say. Poliomyelitis. I'm probably still saying it wrong, but we're going to roll with it. The virus that causes the crippling disease of polio. In 1952, an epidemic year for polio, there were 58,000 new cases reported in the United States, and more than 3,000 people died from the disease. For his work in helping to eradicate the disease, which is known as infant paralysis because it mainly affects children, Dr. Salk was celebrated as the great doctor benefactor of his time. That's crazy to think about. And again, not that long ago. We're gaining on about 70 years. Actually, it was exactly 70 years last year that the polio vaccine came out. But still, crazy to think about that it was that much of a sort of daily fear for Americans back then. And thanks to this gentleman here, Dr. Jonas Salk, we no longer have to worry about that. That's awesome. So thank you, Dr. Jonas Salk. That is today's moment in history. We are going to move on to other news today. And I only have really one story that I want to talk about, but it's just so... I just love it, and I hope it warms your heart like it warmed mine. How can we hope to move forward and heal as a society if we do not help the broken that are around us? You may think that you don't have the skills or necessary credentials to help the less fortunate, but sometimes all it takes is a little bit of love and the determination to show a person that their hands can be used for good, even if they don't know where to start. With that being said, this story comes to us from a small art studio in Glassell Park, Los Angeles. Co-founders Ilka and Dominique Perkins were imprisoned at a very young age for gang-related activities, and they were released on good behavior, but the world that they came back into was not what they were expecting, and they found it very difficult to not only support themselves, but also to sort of put themselves back together. That being said, they spent much of their formative years incarcerated. They both kind of came out of prison and were like, okay, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to sort of move forward from this? Apparently, according to them, the greatest barrier back into functioning society was just getting a chance to prove themselves. A lot of us in our day-to-day lives, we look back on times when we were given a chance to be good or given a chance to do something great. And we look back on that with pride and with dignity and sort of a warmth that, we're so lucky to have that. But when you're coming out of sort of the justice system back into what you might consider regular society, you don't really get that. There's not a whole lot of infrastructure for people like that. But what changed for them was when they joined an art class, an art studio in Glassell Park, and they began to work in pottery. they immediately discovered a passion for pottery and were able to take, you know, all of the pain and the skills and sort of the energy that they had from all of the days leading up to that and put it into something that was positive, that was good, you know, creating something as opposed to destroying. And so, you know, they worked together with the art studio owner, and they created the People's Pottery Project. The People's Pottery Project is a mission to employ and empower formerly incarcerated women, trans, and non-binary individuals through paid job training, access to a healing community, and meaningful employment in collective nonprofit ceramic businesses. They work together to help people that were in their shoes by not only giving them a living wage and giving them a skill that they can use and actually put to work to give back to society, but also just to help rehabilitate them. You know, when you come out of the prison system, you are a little bit broken. You're having to kind of pick up the pieces and figure out how to move forward. They were able to move forward by taking the hands that were once used for violence and by now using them to make something. And now they're helping other people do the exact same thing. Feel free to look them up, the People's Pottery Project. They're online, People's Pottery Project, People's Pottery, wow, that's hard to say, peoplespotteryproject.com online. Check them out, see if there are local classes, see if there are ways that you can help to donate. And it says here, through the collective work, members gave a platform to connect with others, share their stories, and ultimately transform dominant narratives about those who have experienced incarceration. So that is today's story. Really warmed my heart. I did a lot of research this morning, and these people seem to be doing really, really, really good work. So good on the People's Pottery Project. Feel free to check them out. Again, the articles that I referenced, as well as the actual website for the project, are going to be linked down below in the description. Do your own reading, come to your own conclusions. But if you want to support them, feel free to do so. All of their links are going to be down in the description below. So People's Pottery Project. With that being said, we are going to be moving on to today's artist highlight. Now, today's artist highlight is coming from a gentleman on Instagram who I've been following for a little bit, and he's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but he's definitely my cup of tea because he is hilarious. He does food reviews, but I'm just going to let you watch it. Let's pull up Nasty2K on Instagram and let's watch some of his content real quick.
Love a curry on a Saturday night. We've gone to Mr. Rice and Noodles in Terranure. And not only was there no brown tint in the egg fried rice, there was actually no tint whatsoever. I might as well have been eating bleeding sand with my spice bag. Now, as for the spice bag itself, decent portion. Not a bad chicken portion either. But it was those tiny little bits of chicken, like rubber bullets. You could hurt someone with those. The curry sauce was nice and flavoursome, and so was the sweet and sour. And everything was piping hot as well. A few jalapenos floating about there, but we don't mind that, to be honest. So aside from the size of the chicken and the lack of brown tint in the egg fried rice, I'd say this was above average. I'll give it a flat 8 out of 10. Up the balls.
Okay, so that's Nasty2K. I love him. He is so funny. He's created so much content sort of in the same vein as of what we just watched. He's a food reviewer. He's a food connoisseur. Doing a lot of course, UK content, but he also does travel and he does other content as well. So feel free to check him out, Nasty_2K on Instagram. He's going to be linked down in the description below, of course. Give him some love. He is a phenomenal artist and just a joy to watch. When I tell you that I watch this man daily, I am not exaggerating. I watch this man daily. So very funny. Again, at Nasty_2K. Thank you so much for being the artist highlight of the day. We are going to be moving on to today's Small Creator Club. The Small Creator of the day is actually someone by the name of @SnailOXD. Now, this gentleman creates very funny content. He is obviously a gaming YouTuber. He's also extremely close to 1,000 subs. Let's get him there. But let's watch a little bit of his content just to give you a taste of sort of what you're going to expect when you watch some of his content.
Sup dudes, it's Snail. It's time for part 2 of the Fallout 4 mod gauntlet, and if you haven't seen part 1, you can find it here or in the description. But to recap, I play from the beginning of the game to the castle with one condition. Every time I heal, I install a new mod. Last time, we gathered 24 mods, and just to name a few, in just 2 hours, we became a toilet, killed a Deathclaw without any power armor, made everything green again, made Baby Sean into our Power Fist, added a couple dozen cursed NPCs to fight, made made enemies smarter, and we made ghouls scarier. If my PC crashes twice, I lose. If I liberate the castle, I win. If you play Fallout 4, I highly recommend at least trying this once. This was a lot of fun, and it helped me find some of the most niche mods I've ever seen. I posted the mod collection in the description as well, so if you want any of these mods, click that and you'll be able to play it for yourself. Now without further ado, it's go time.
We're going to let it keep playing so our boy gets the watch time here, but feel free to check out the rest of that video. It's going to be linked down in the description below. Again, at SnailOXD on YouTube. Get him to 1,000 subs. He absolutely deserves it. We're going to show the channel here real quick. Again, 139 videos. There's a lot of content to catch up on. He's making consistent moves on YouTube, and the growth is there. He's at 989. 11 more subs, and we can get this man to 1,000. So let's get him there. Again, at SnailOXD on YouTube. He's the small creator of the day. Thank you, Snail. We are going to be moving on to the quote of the day, and then we're going to do some affirmations. I want to make sure we send you guys out right today with a good attitude and a positive outlook. Today's quote of the day: anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Albert Einstein. Love that quote. Love that quote. Can't tell you how much I love that quote. Again, the idea that making mistakes, making errors, flubbing, large errors, small errors, whatever that looks like, it's a part of everyday life. It is a part of being human. When I was a lot younger, I used to get hung up on a lot of the errors that I made, whether it was a speech error or a major error. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I said something wrong, whatever that looks like. But, obviously getting better is a part of being a human being, and you can't get better if you don't make mistakes. You can't get better and be a better human being to yourself and to others unless you are actively trying to make moves towards being that person that you see in your mind. If you are not making those mistakes, you're not going to be able to interact and get that feedback like, hey, that really hurt my feelings, or hey, like it's actually this instead of that. Being someone who makes a mistake just makes you like everybody else. And that can be rough for someone that likes doing things right. That's maybe a little bit more lawful good. If you're into D&D, lawful good versus, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Having said that, make mistakes today. And I don't mean that to say, I hope you have a bad day. I mean that to say, I hope you grow today. So, Albert Einstein, brainy quote. Thank you so much for the quote of the day. With that being said, we are going to read today's affirmations, and today's affirmations are tried and true. We're going to read them together. Be kind to yourself today. Drink plenty of water and get some sunshine if you're able to. Most of all, keep your chin up. Every day that you wake up is a victory, so you're already winning if you're watching this. And if you're a winner, then there's nothing you can't do. So whatever your goal is, whatever your dreams are, chase them, run after them, because it's only a matter of time before they become a reality. With that being said, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Big thanks to Your Daily Sun's sponsors, executive producers, and just all the patrons. If you want to see your name listed right here, please consider joining the Patreon. You'll get exclusive access to content, merchandise, and community found nowhere else. If you have art or a channel or just want to be featured on the show, reach out to me at yourdailysun@gmail.com for a feature. And if you want to sponsor an episode of Your Daily Sun, I always want to keep saying, every time I pause, it's because in my mind, I keep wanting to say Your Day Sucks, and I don't know why. I think it's because I watch Your Movie Sucks. Anyway, Your Daily Sun. Let's not call it Your Day Sucks. I hope your day doesn't suck. If you want to become a sponsor for the show, please reach out to me at yourdailysun@gmail.com. We can start a conversation, see what that would look like, and if you want to support the show at all, just drop a sub, drop a like, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Get through Tuesday. You can do it. We're almost halfway through the week. With that being said, peace out. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.